Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. And it's lunchtime on Monday the 12th of April, and I'm just enjoying this beautiful autumn weather here in Sydney. Isn't it just glorious? Hardly a cloud in the sky, blue sky, gentle breeze. The harbour waters are returning to their natural green type of colour. It's never been blue here, it's always this greeny sort of colour, which is very characteristic of Sydney Harbour, and a wonderful way to spend a lunchtime. So what I want to do today is take you through a book summary and go on a bit of a walk and talk. And today's book summary is an interesting one. It's a little bit different from the normal ones that we do. And it's from an author named William McRaven, who is a Navy SEAL. And his book is entitled Make Your Bed. And as you can understand, this book is all about discipline. This book is all about being tough and getting tougher and learning how to get through the ordeals and the many traumas and tribulations that many of us receive as a natural part of living. So his key point that comes out of this book is I guess, echoed in the following quote. And the quote is as follows: "If you want to change the world, start by singing when you are up to your neck in mud." Anyway, we'll kick on with the book summary, and it'll become a little bit more clearer what that actually means when we get further through the book summary. So what he says here is that what defines great people is how they deal with life's unfairness. Because, like it or not, life is unfair in many ways to each and every one of us, and we all get turns to deal with the unfairness of life, and some people get bigger doses of unfairness. You know, we need to be honest here, we need to be upfront, but unfairness is not dealt to each and every one of us in an equal proportion. Some receive a lot more dosages of unfairness than others. But I guess, as the author says, it's not about worrying about the unfairness of life, but learning how to harness it, learning how to live with it, and learning how to optimize it and leverage it so that you can become a better person and able to be of service to others around you. So as we said here, the author, William McRaven, was a Navy SEAL, and he talks about a number of the exercises and initiation programs that a SEAL goes through, and how it's designed to almost break them, but more importantly to teach them that at that point where they think they're about to break, they gain extra strength to be able to deal with whatever challenge life throws at them. So, making your bed. What is so important about making your bed? And the author here talks about, in the army, how everybody needs to not only make their bed, but to make their bed perfect in the morning. On awakening, the first thing they do is they make their bed, and it has a number of flow-on effects. Because the author says that making your bed can boost your productivity and even give you hope. Even give you hope on those very, very bad days. Because what he says is, when you get up in the morning and the first thing you do is something productive, something positive, and something which is a constant in your life, it gets you off to a good start, and it prepares you for the day ahead. It prepares you in a positive way to know that at least you've done one thing good. and you've contributed in a positive way to the world, or just even if it's just your world. And as we said, it's a constant that you can control, because we know that there are many other constants that we can't control, but it's always good to get a tick in a box first thing in the morning, and to do your bed, have a shower, shave, have a good breakfast, do some exercise. There's a number of things, there are a number of constants that we can incorporate as our morning routine, which is a string of habits that we do, and it gets us off, as we said, to a great start. But not only does it get you off to a great start, it also gives you a start or a ray of hope when you get home in the evening, because you come home to a clean bed. You come home to something that has been prepared with love, and it could be the difference between having an awful day and having a little bit of a better day at the end of the day. So it at least allows you to finish your day on a positive. So you start on a positive and you finish on a positive, because there's nothing better than getting into a freshly prepared bed. The second thing that the author talks about here is that if you want to make a difference in life, never give up, learn from failures, and basically just leverage those failures, leverage those lessons to become a better version of yourself. So as we said, never give up. If you want to achieve the big goals in your life, because your big goals are going to have up days, they're going to have down days, they're going to have challenges thrown at you left, right and centre. But if you keep on stopping, or if you keep on getting distracted every time there's a challenge, then that weakens your resolve. It gives strength to the naysayers, to the negative people in your life. And if you're not careful, it could derail your progress. So the author here encourages us, and there's a call to action that even if you do fail, even if you do hit a hurdle, just do something, anything that could give you just a millimetre of progress, and that will help you get over the hump and maintain momentum, because even the smallest amount of momentum is better than stopping or going backwards, because we know in our lives, once we stop or once we give up, it's very, very hard to rekindle that motivation for us to kick off again and to want to get going. So think about training, think about focusing or refocusing, or think about using it as practice, but don't ever let fear stop you. Don't let fear stop you, don't let anything stop you, and use it, as I said, to your benefit, so that you do something positive to keep going. As Johnny D says, my mate Johnny D, just keep going, he says, keep going. And the last formal point to come out of this book is to understand that life is a struggle for everybody. You know, we're swimming against the tide. You know, the winds are not always going to be behind us or in our sails. They may be blowing across or in front of us. So in order to prepare for this, what the author says as a SEAL is that in the military, in the army, they know that they need to fight, and they need to bring out the best at the worst times. And to do that, you need to learn what you're made of. And the author here talks about a couple of exercises that they do. They've got a thing which is called Hell Week. They've got a thing called the circus. And the circus basically is, if you make a mistake or if you do something which is not up to scratch, you need to do calisthenics over and over and over again to to try and break you, basically. But it's something that gives you and creates character, according to the Navy and according to the military. It builds character, and I'll just take their word for it. But I know myself, whenever I'm under pressure, whenever I'm about to give up and I get a second wind, it does help me, it does build me up, and it makes me stronger for future tests. And Hell Week is something else, where everybody has a turn of being put through the ringers. And one of the things that they do is that they bury everybody in a particular group in mud. They're covered with mud for the whole of the night, in the cold, in the wet, in the dark, and it's quite frightening, I would imagine. Haven't done it myself, but you can just imagine, in the dark, being buried in mud. And what they learn from this exercise is that rather than sit there individually in fear and worry and be divided and conquered, what they do is they rely on each other, and one person will start singing and others will follow suit. And what they find is that the singing helps lift everybody and gets them through the ordeal. So learning to not only depend on yourself for leverage, but also to lead others and to depend on others to lift you when you're at your lowest point. And that's why we need family, that's why we need friends, that's why we sometimes need doctors and extra care, just to help everybody, because everybody has a turn. Everybody has a turn on the ups, but also everybody has a turn copping a hammering and being smashed by life. And it's not just the one problem that you may have or the two problems that you may have, but sometimes life throws a tsunami of negativities at us. And it's this tsunami that compounds into a massive tidal wave that basically just destroys our motivation, our spirit, and our sense of humanity and being. And it's during these really trying times that we depend on ourselves, we depend on God, on our faith, but we also depend on the people around us, the community that we have formed and created. Because we get lifted. We get lifted by other people's spirit. So don't surrender to self-pity or depression. Have good people around you to support you through those tough times. And the author here says the most important thing for each and every one of us is to try and find a person to share your life with, to share your experiences with, a group of people, a group of friends, a community, but do something. But our successes, our key successes in life, according to the author, depend on having other people in our lives. So don't go solo, don't live in solitude, but try wherever possible to have a circle or multiple circles of people that you can orbit and socialize and hang out with, I guess is the key word. And I think I'll leave it there. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'm up here on the International Passenger Terminal. There's a little bit of breeze blowing, so I don't know if it's causing any buffeting in the mic. But I love this iPhone. It's got Dolby sound and it's got an excellent video capability. So the book that we just went through is called Make Your Bed by William McRaven. And hopefully we got a few lessons, a few hacks from this book that we can incorporate in our lives. And it's great to use OPE, other people's experiences, and to read books and to read book summaries and to connect with people through vlogs so that we can be the wind beneath our wings to lift us at times where we may be down, and also to enable us to learn new things every day, but not only to learn new things every day, but to also live, learn, and pass it on. So thank you. That's the third vlog for me today. I've hit my quota. I need to do 3 a day in order to reach 1,000 by my 61st birthday, and I'm almost there. And I just can't believe that I've done this, or I'm in the process of completing it. So thank you to those who have supported me. Thank you for anybody who's offered some positive feedback, because I don't get very much feedback, and a lot of people who do this sort of thing will probably attest that they don't get very much feedback. If I was a chef, if I was a handsome model, I'd be getting lots of likes and lots of feedback. But this sort of material, don't know why, doesn't seem to get a lot of feedback. But I am comforted knowing that I do get a decent number of views, and my job, my focus at the moment is on developing content and not judging the material that I'm putting together, but just delivering it and hoping that at some point in time it may just get some traction. And if it doesn't get any traction, at least I have benefited from it by reading and presenting over 1,000 books, or hopefully getting to the point where I've delivered over 1,000 lessons and improved my life. And as a lady that I met yesterday told me, even if you just have one vlog out of those thousands that improve one person's life, then you've probably done yourself a great favor and achieved a goal that many other people may never achieve in their lifetime. So thanks again. I'm heading back to work. Ke taleme. If you like ya, and we'll chat again. Bye for now.